They carried him out unconscious. Mana poisoning. What? How far did he go? But that's not the important part either, she interrupted. You know, she managed between heavy breaths. An agent in the caves, about 300 meters deep. The director straightened immediately. What? The boy went down to 300 meters? The director almost shouted, then visibly controlled himself. And you followed him there? The girl nodded. Partly, yes. I don't know how far down he fell. They carried him out unconscious. It must have been coincidence. Then ending in mana poisoning. But that's not the important thing. Of course it's important, the director began pacing the office. You were supposed to just watch a normal boy from a safe distance. If something had happened to you, your father would have. The Yino agent had two beasts, a gold-rank hippogriff and an abyssal scorpion. The director stopped dead. Explain. Two beasts, a double tamer. And the scorpion mutation was unmistakable. Only Yino has perfected that technique. Did you discover what he was doing so close to the academy? He was fighting a hydra with two heads. The director visibly paled. A gold-rank hydra? At 300 meters depth? Now you will tell me you engaged in combat. No, she quickly denied. I stayed hidden. The agent cut off one of the hydra's heads. He was furious, looking for something. Mentioned an egg. The director approached his territory map, his mind working rapidly. Did he see you? Almost. At the end, I think he sensed my presence. By all the dragons, how could you not? The director stopped himself, remembering who he was talking to. This goes beyond watching a suspicious student. I shouldn't have allowed. With all respect, she straightened in her chair. This is what I'm training for. Your father asked me to give you opportunities to improve your espionage skills. The director looked at her seriously. Not to put you in the line of fire of a territorial conflict. You can be a noble house spy, or in the kingdom of Yino when your father gives your hand, not in the deep caves at 10 years old. You put yourself in great danger, and I've improved. Nothing is 100% safe. I managed to follow the boy, discover the agent, and escaped without being detected. Well, almost. The director. She was kind of right, but the idea that something might have happened to her, the repercussions would have been catastrophic. Go to Professor Yang, he finally said. Tell him to start safeguarding the students of all years and alert the teachers. Defense protocol. She stood up, her legs firmer now. Will you go alone first? If Yino is moving pieces of that rank so close to the academy, they must have a bigger plan. Go with Yang, then rest. You've done enough for today. The girl nodded and headed for the door. And, the director stopped her, his tone softer. Good work. Though I'd prefer if next time you didn't risk so much. A small smile appeared on her lips as she left. She knew she would keep taking some risks. It was part of her training, and after all, she loved being a spy. The director waited for the door to close before taking out his special communicator. A Yino agent, a two-headed hydra, and always in the middle of everything. The mushroom boy had bad luck to always be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Outside, Lynn observed from her tree, remaining perfectly still while processing what she had heard. A student trained by the director just as I train Ren. So it wasn't just my student doing foolishness, she thought while watching the director make his calls. An enemy agent in our territory. The question is, what did you really find down there, Ren? Here you go. Taro pulled out the crystal wrapped in black cloth and the tentacle from a bag. And the other things you asked for. Ren took only the tentacle and crystal with trembling hands. And did you find them too? Yes, Taro nodded, nervously watching the infirmary door. But I still think this is a terrible idea. If she arrives before you are done, just don't let them interrupt me for a few minutes. I'm faster at the process now, and quieter. Ren turned to look at the busy nurse, unwrapped the crystal, and positioned the tentacle over his stomach. He breathed deeply before beginning the absorption. The pain was immediate and intense, burning through his system like liquid fire. His veins began to glow as mana flowed through his system, creating intricate patterns under his skin. The tentacle worked frantically, absorbing the excess where the veins threatened to burst, its movements precise despite the chaotic energy flow. But after a few minutes, Taro finally couldn't hide the glow in Ren's veins from the nurse with his body anymore. "What are you doing?" The nurse burst into their cubicle, her eyes widening with horror. "Stop immediately!" "He can't!" Taro interposed himself in her path, arms spread wide. "He's cultivating! If you interrupt him, he could get hurt." "He just suffered mana poisoning and his veins are glowing again." The nurse tried to get around Taro, her professional concern evident. "He needs medicine, now!" "He's perfectly fine." Taro moved to block her again, almost tripping over a small table in his enthusiasm. "Just look! Step aside, young man." The nurse pulled out a potion. "I need to give him this." "No!" Taro waved his arms dramatically. "No potions! It would ruin the whole process." The nurse tried to push Taro's arm aside, who responded by hugging her tight, his face reddening at his own boldness. "This is ridiculous," the nurse cried, trying to remove Taro, who responded by spinning and hugging her from behind. "I am his designated bodyguard." Taro continued hugging while the girl dragged him. "Officially appointed like 5 minutes ago." Meanwhile, Ren struggled to maintain concentration. The crystal was almost completely absorbed, but each second was a battle against searing pain. The tentacle moved constantly, following the points where mana threatened to saturate his veins with deadly precision. "Just a little more," he shouted through clenched teeth. "See?" Taro pointed dramatically toward Ren. "Just a little more." "He's a patient recovering from poisoning," the nurse snapped. Ren let out a final gasp as the crystal finally dissolved completely. The tentacle made one last pass over his veins before becoming completely saturated. "Done," he sighed, falling back against the pillows. Taro and the nurse stopped their mid-drag fight. "See?" Taro smiled triumphantly. "Everything under control."
Hey amazing viewers, it's Renz here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 6.9% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 93.1% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.